the guys, gals, and non binary pals. It's the North Country Nerd. So, continuing on with the Dragon Ball manga, I have read volumes 4, 5, and 6. So, let's get to it. Volume 4 starts us right at the final fight of the Strongest Under the Heaven tournament. It's Son Goku versus Jackie Chun because Akira Toriyama loved to put those little Easter eggs in there for us. It's really Master Roshi he's fighting, and what a fight it is! They actually push each other kind of straight to their limits. Goku actually does eventually end up losing. So Jackie Chun wins. And that is almost kind of a pretty abrupt end to the Strongest Under the Heaven tournament. From there, Goku, being simple and realizing actually throughout the tournament that instead of previously stated him being 14, he's actually 12. He only said 14 because he didn't know how to count. So he thought he was older than he was. So he's just a 12-year-old boy with a tail out on an adventure. So he does that. So after the tournament, Goku decides he's gonna go back after the Dragon Balls because they've been waiting for a little bit doing the training. The training took 8 months, and then the tournament. So it should be about the time when the Dragon Balls start appearing. So he starts hunting for those. Turns out he's not the only one looking for them. This is the time when the Red Ribbon Army gets introduced, which I so far have only learned a little bit about them, being that all their commanding officers. Now it does seem that their ranks that they're given military ranks like colonel and sergeant major and stuff. Seems kind of random, but it's a manga. It's just for fun, so we're not going to look for a strict discipline in the Dragon Ball verse. But of course, so with the radar he has and his Kintoan, and he's flying around by himself to begin with, he very quickly finds the number 5 ball, and then he starts just beating up the guys that are there. It would not be an 80s manga if there was not a bad guy that wore a long trench coat but no shirt underneath, which is a style we got to bring back, everyone. We really got to start bringing back some 80s villain fashion sense, don't you think? Or really just the Dragon Ball fashion sense in general. I think the world would be a better place if we all acted the way Akira Toriyama wanted the world to act. But anyway, so the hunt for the Dragon Balls is ongoing. And second place Goku ends up is in the snowy north, where he fights in Muscle Tower, which is really the first base he gets to. And there he's fighting different opponents, doing his thing, saving the day. So it's starting to get into the formula of Goku goes to a place, there's a Dragon Ball there. He's going to fight some people, and then he's going to get the Dragon Ball. He has, in the Muscle Tower, he meets an android. A big robot. Actually, he meets 2 big robots. One he fights, and then one they call Machine Man number 8. It's Frankenstein, but just as a robot. Which seems like it's maybe Toriyama Sensei is starting to toy with the android ideas that come up in Z. So he might be working out those ideas, because like you said at the volume note in volume 1, is like he likes to keep it kind of loose, so that if he kind of has an idea, he can play with it a little bit to see if it goes anywhere. So I'm I'm thinking maybe this is the first time it shows up. He's working on the android idea to introduce later on into the story. Um, so he beats up um, first Dragon Ball he finds beats up Colonel Silver at Muscle Tower in the north. He beats up General White. So then they're heading. He breaks his radar, so he has to go meet up with Bulma again in the city of the West. Meets up with her. We see her house and we realize that she's the super rich girl, heiress to the Capsule Corp company. But she decides that she's bored, so she's gonna go with Goku on his adventure. Also, because she's not having a good time dating Yamcha, the relationship's already over. So that's that. Um, so then they're heading to the nice tropical south on the islands where they're meeting up with Sergeant Major Blue. He is on the island, and this is where the Red Ribbon Army just straight up starts looking like Nazis. Admittedly, that is. I mean, he's making them the Red Ribbon Army, so yeah, make them the bad guys and make it super obvious. Um, so they're heading down there. And this Dragon Ball is underwater. And where Volume 6 ends, they have the general idea of where the Dragon Ball is. It's in an undersea cave. So they are in a small submarine being pursued by the Red Ribbon Army under the ocean. So that is where these volumes end. So as I said even just a couple minutes ago, this seems to be, I think, in my review and looking back on it, this is where uh, they're starting, or Akira Toriyama is starting to work out some longer term ideas. Because in the first few volumes, all the villains are kind of one off. I can beat them easily. Or we make friends with them, as he does with the Ox King and Chi Chi. But it's the starting out. Volumes 4, 5, and 6, it seems like a longer storyline is developing of, yes, we're going back to the Dragon Balls. We want to do that. But there's like a sustained enemy now, a long-term enemy, the Red Ribbon Army. So I'm sure from the publisher side of things, it's like, yes, you've had plenty of chapters now. It's like it's established, you're popular. So we feel comfortable like making a long-term commitment to this storyline. So that gives Toriyama Sensei the time to um, develop these larger ideas that we definitely know become one of the greatest series of all time. Again, I have really nothing to say about his art because it's Akira Toriyama. His art is set. It's not going to change. And it's what they used as the basis to make the anime that I know I grew up loving. I'm sure anyone who has been willing to watch this so far also loved or loves. Loved as in I loved it when it first came out, and it's still in there. The present past, that tense is called. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I have much more to say other than you can let me know if you prefer this more condensed version or the first way I did, where I really went into the plot points, or if you just want the broad strokes and then kind of just my thoughts and ideas about where I think we're going to end up based on what I know from being a kid watching the Z show. So I know where we're going to end up. I just don't know how we're going to get there. So if you do want to share, please do. See you next time around.